Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well. And welcome back to the prediction show. Another game week is here. This time around, you're going to be predicting 2 game weeks, and I have 2 special guests with me. Ralphy from Hong Kong Football on tour. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Thank you for being here. And Tom from Arsenal Fan Reviews.
Oh, thanks for having me on again.
No problem. Both Arsenal fans just like me, depressed Arsenal fans just like me, but we are not here to talk about Arsenal only. We are here to talk about the whole Premier League. So, as I said, you're going to be predicting both of the game weeks, and we are going to start with match week 15. I'll have the fixtures scrolling down the bottom, and the first game we're going to start with is Leicester against United. Ralphie, what are you expecting from this game?
Well, it's going to be a very, very good game. I think it's going to be one of the games of the game week. I think it will be interesting to see how both teams go, especially United. So I think 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Tom?
Yeah, like you said, Ralph, it's going to be definitely a good game. Both teams doing well, second and third place. I think Leicester will manage to just edge it. Of course, they won at Spurs last week, so I'm going 2-1 Leicester.
2-1 Leicester. Wow, Leicester to win. I actually don't see Leicester winning. United are pretty good away from home. I think they've won like 11 games away from home in a row, something crazy like that. So I'm going to go for them to win again. Maybe 2-1 to United. Ralphie, the next one is going to be Aston Villa against Crystal Palace.
Yeah, obviously Palace coming off a 7-0 loss, so they want to bounce back from that. Villa, they're looking as good, very good this season, so I'm going for 2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa. Tom?
Yeah, like you said, the 7-0 defeat really would have shaken them up, but I think the managers probably had a go at them. Now they're getting back fit, but I think Villa will still manage to get the win as they are ahead of Palace, and I'm going 1-0.
1-0. So no chance for Palace for both of you. Palace are usually a team that you never know how they're gonna play, so I think there could be a chance for them. But I'm gonna go for a draw 1-1. Ralphie,
Yeah,
Fulham, Southampton. Go ahead.
Yeah, just going back to the Villa against Palace. I wouldn't be surprised if Palace win because they would probably really want to bounce back from that huge loss. But yeah.
Yeah, true. I'd expect them to do that. So yeah, Fulham, Southampton.
Again, I think it will be one-sided. I think Southampton will dominate. Fulham haven't been amazing this season, so I'm going for 3-1 to Southampton.
Yeah, I can see something like that. Tom?
I think, Southampton, they've been amazing this season. Of course, they did just they lost the other week to City, but for sure they'll bounce back. 3-1 Southampton.
So same prediction. I don't even see Fulham scoring. Maybe 2-0 to Southampton. And then the next game, Ralphie, I'm sorry, Arsenal against Chelsea.
What can I say? I'm just going to keep it short and simple. 4-0 to Chelsea.
Short and painful. Just keep it short and painful. Tom?
I mean, I want to go with my heart, but I'm going to have to go with my brain. 3-1 again, Chelsea.
3-1 to Chelsea. I actually don't think it's going to be that easy for them. That's what I said about Manchester City, but I was lying to myself. I don't know. Our squad, I don't know. Aubameyang won't be there. Partey isn't there. Maybe Saka will be back. If Martinelli plays, maybe he can have a chance, but nah. I think I'll go for Arsenal 1, Chelsea 2. I hate predicting losses for Arsenal, but it's just where we are right now, so there's nothing we can do, literally. The next one, Ralphie, City against Newcastle. City, of course, literally ripped us off the park last night. So what do you think the result will be?
Newcastle coming off a 1-0 loss against Brentford in the EFL Cup. So you'd expect Man City to win it. Obviously, they've just beaten us 4-1. So you'd expect Man City to win pretty comfortably. I'm going for 2-0 to City.
2-0. Tom, just 2?
Yeah, I think City will win it again. Of course, if all results this game week go in their favour, they could end up in the top 4 potentially. So, yeah, 2-1. I think Newcastle will get a goal.
Wow, you guys are being so kind. City, De Bruyne rested last night. Sterling rested. Jesus was taken off. 5-0 to City. 5-0. They always trash Newcastle. The next bunch of fixtures, I'll start with you, Tom. Sheffield, Everton.
Easy Everton win, I think. I'm going 2-0. Sheffield I don't think they've won a game this season. They've been absolutely terrible. So, yeah, for sure, 2-0 Everton.
Guess the last time they scored a goal or I don't know, something like that away from home? Against Arsenal, obviously. Ralphie?
Yeah, Sheffield coming off, obviously, the 1-1 draw against Brighton. So that's positive for them. But I think Everton will be more stronger than Brighton, and I think Everton will be more, too strong for Sheffield. I'm going for 3-1 Everton.
3-1 to Everton. Wow, maybe 2-1 to Everton, something like that. Tom, Leeds versus Burnley. Leeds trashed 6-2 by United. But do you think they'll bounce back?
Yeah, for sure. I know I can't really say much about Burnley, of course. We lost to them, but
yeah,
I think Leeds, with Bamford and everything, I think they'll come back and get a 2-1 win.
Ralphie, we hope Leeds can do something here, because if Burnley win, they're ahead of us.
Well, that would be a bit embarrassing. Obviously, the season's already embarrassing, but
yeah.
I think it will be a draw. I think it will be a 2-2 draw.
Oh no, that just means you're in more trouble, because if Burnley pick up another point, the momentum is gained again and we're in more trouble. The next one, Tom, is West Ham against Brighton.
Both teams, they've been a bit hit and miss recently. I'm going for 1-1.
I was about to say almost the same thing. Like, both teams always kind of play well and then they just don't pick up the results. Yeah. Ralphie?
Yeah, I don't see Brighton picking up any points in this game. I think even though West Ham haven't been great, I think they will pick up points in this game. I think it will be 1-0 to West Ham.
1-0 to West Ham. You can see something like that happening, but I think I'd agree, Tom, a 1-1 draw. The next one, Tom, is Liverpool against West Brom. Like, we expected Liverpool to drop off, but it's just business as usual for them.
Yeah, 7-0 against Crystal Palace. There's no way they're going to drop points against West Brom. I think they'll get another really big win. I'm going 4-0 Liverpool.
Ralphie?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an easy Liverpool win. I've even got Alisson in goal for my fantasy team, and I've put him captain, so I do feel like they will get a clean sheet. I'm going for 2-0 to Liverpool.
A clean sheet for Alisson, yes. Save points. I don't see West Brom taking any shots, unfortunately. I think I'm going to go like in between you guys, 3-0 to Liverpool. I think West Brom with Allardyce, they'll have more fights, but I think it's still going to be hard for them. The last one for the week is going to be Wolves against Tottenham, Tom.
Of course, Tottenham have been, really runaway league. Not runaway, but they've been top of the league, and all of a sudden lost to Leicester. They're drawing against Southampton. Not Southampton. Overall, they're just dropped off recently for some reason. They've bottled it really. And I know I can't really say much again as an Arsenal fan, but I'm going 2-1 Spurs. I think they'll still manage to get a win. 2-1
Spurs. Ralphie, obviously, as you said, we can't say much about them because they're so far ahead of us, but they've dropped off a lot the last 4 games.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't been great. And I think it will be the same story again. I don't think they'll be great in this game. So I think it will be a draw. I'm going for 1-1.
So is that the biggest game of the weekend for you? Or not? Wolves Tottenham, or is it Leicester United for you?
I think Leicester United is bigger than this game. I think also Arsenal and Chelsea will be a big game because it's a London derby. But I think the biggest game this game week is definitely Leicester against United.
Same for you, Tom?
Yeah, like Ralph said, Arsenal, Chelsea, good London derby. But I think if you want a more kind of tight game, Leicester United is the one.
Leicester United. So I always do this every week. I'll start with you, Ralphie. From those games calling down the bottom, which one are you looking forward to watching most apart from Arsenal? Or maybe you can say Arsenal because I don't look forward to watching Arsenal these days.
No, I'm definitely not. Yeah, I think it will. I think as I said, the best game will be Leicester against United. I think Wolves against Tottenham will also be a good game. But yeah, I think it will be that.
Tom?
Yeah, well, of course, Leicester United were going to be good, but I think if I do want to see some goals, I may as well watch Liverpool versus West Brom because I think, as I said, 4-0.
I'm not sure I'd want to see some goals because it makes me feel depressed about my own team. And then, Ralphie, which game will have the most goals?
Oh yeah, it will be either the West Brom against Liverpool or Arsenal against Chelsea.
And which 3 players will definitely score?
That's a tough question, actually. I think Salah for Liverpool will definitely score. It's hard to say because maybe Firmino will score for Liverpool, and for Spurs, I definitely think either Kane or Son will score.
Pick one.
Son, because he's in my fantasy team.
They both are, so I hope they both score and then they lose 4-3 or something. Tom?
I think Vardy's going to score for Leicester. I think Giroud's going to get a goal against us. And I think that Sterling's going to score against Newcastle.
Giroud is going to score against us. Wow. How hard can it get for us? And which game will have the most goals?
I'm going for... Oh, that's a hard one, actually. I'm going... Villa Palace.
Actually. Villa Palace. Wow, okay.
I might change my mind. I think so, yeah.
Okay, there's always a table for this. There are like 14 other people who've done this. So I'm going to check the table. Always check the table. So I'm going to see how many of those you're going to get correct. So let's go into match week 16. The games again will come on like on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So there's literally no time to rest. More fixtures, more harder fixtures for every single team. And Ralphie, let's start again. The first fixture is going to be Palace again against Leicester.
I think if Leicester do win against United, they'll be on a roll. And if Palace do lose, then obviously they won't be on a roll. So I think Leicester will win comfortably, 3-0. But it's hard to predict the games when they're in a couple match weeks away because you never know what's going to happen with injuries and form and stuff like that.
Yeah, I liked the way you picked up your prediction from game week 15 and you brought it to game week 16. Tom?
Yeah, I've got to agree, of course. It's hard to predict because you never know what can happen, but I think Leicester will still get a win. I'm going 2-1.
2-1 to Leicester. So those are 6 points for Leicester. That could easily see them top of the table. You never know. Ralphie, Chelsea, Villa. Chelsea, of course, as we expect, coming off an Arsenal win, or a win against Arsenal, and Villa off a win against Palace.
Yeah, I think this Villa against Chelsea game will be a decent game, like a very decent game. So I think I'm gonna mix up a little bit. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
Wow, Chelsea to drop points, Tom?
No, I don't think Chelsea are going to drop points. I think they'll comfortably win against us and then go and get a 3-1 win against Villa. Yeah, Villa have been good, but I think it might start to crumble for them.
3-1, another team getting 6 points, so that's the top 6 already very tight. And then the last game on Monday, Ralphie, Everton against City, both teams beating Arsenal in the last 1 week.
Yeah, but this is going to be a very decent game. I think this is going to be one of the better games this game week. It's going to be, both teams are going to be well up for it. So for me, Everton against City, it's going to be, I think 2-1 City.
2-1 City, Tom?
Yeah, like Ralph said, this is going to be probably one of the games of the week. But I think City will still snatch it. I'm going 2-1 as well.
2-1 to City. I don't know who's going to be back for Everton, but I think I'd go like for a draw, something like that, 2-2. And then we head into Tuesday, one of the last few games of the year. The first one, Ralphie, will be Brighton against Arsenal. Here we go again.
Arsenal have only ever beaten Brighton once in the Premier League, so what makes me think we're going to beat them here? And it's away from home, and our record at the Amex is terrible. So I can't see, unless we pull out a shock win, a shock performance against Chelsea, maybe we can think about winning this game, but it's not going to be a win. But I think it will be a draw. I think it will be a 1-1 draw.
You're right on that. The only time we beat them was actually the first ever game we played against them, and I remember Iwobi scored in that game. And then after that, Tom, it's been very, very hard for us. It's not even just losing. We always come away from that game with something else to talk about. Leno getting injured, Mope embarrassing us, or Guendouzi never playing for us again. They also beat us under Ljungberg at home, and we were like, we need a new coach. So it's always terrible with Brighton. Another loss for Arsenal?
Yeah, I mean, Brighton are our bogey team. They're just so hard to beat for us. Of course, they're not in a great position at the moment, but neither are I. Neither are we, sorry. So I'm going 2-1 Brighton.
2-1 Brighton. Ralphie, you do realize that if these results go this way, Arsenal are currently in 18th, because this means Burnley ahead of us and Brighton ahead of us now. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And I'll tell you why it's not looking good, because Ralphie, Burnley are playing Sheffield United. We're expecting one of these teams to pick up points again.
I think this will be a very, very low-scoring game. In fact, I'm going for a 0-0 draw.
Yep. Tom?
Yeah, I mean, both teams not doing great. But I think Burnley will still get a win. I'm going 1-0.
I don't know where both of you will be or who you will be with during Christmas, but after that, this is not a game to watch. This is not a game to watch with the family around. This is a terrible game, but both teams picking up points. I agree with you. It's gonna be maybe a 1-1 draw from corner kicks or something, but it could easily be a 0-0. So I wouldn't be surprised. And then Ralphie, Southampton, Leicester.
Yeah, again, this will be an interesting game. Again, as I said in all my predictions, it really does matter on what happens for the game before on form, and it's always like that. I do think Southampton will win comfortably. I'm going for 3-1 to Southampton.
Tom?
I think West Ham may actually manage to pick something out of Southampton. I know.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but I'm going 2-2.
2-2. It's very possible. It's very possible. I think I'm going to go for a draw 1-1. But if Ralphie's prediction comes true and Southampton win both their games this week, that can also be like in the top 3. So the Premier League is looking very tight up there. And then Tom, I'll start with you next. West Brom against Leeds.
West Brom doing terribly. Leeds, as I said, I think they will probably get a win in this match week, so I'm going 3-1.
3-1 to Leeds. Ralphie, another win for Leeds?
It's going to be an interesting game. Very interesting. I think both teams would want to pick up some vital wins. But I think it will be a draw. I think it will be a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Yes, we're expecting goals like Tom said, 3-1s and 4 goals like that from Leeds, but maybe they're going to draw points on one of this game. But you know what? I don't think so. I mean, they're going to win it 3-0, in fact, without conceding. The likes of Bamford, they're pretty good. Then the next one, Tom, is Tottenham against Fulham. An easy one for Tottenham?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look at Arsenal, and even we managed to beat them 3-0. So for sure, I'm going Spurs 4-1.
4-1. Yeah, you're right about that, Ralphie. If you're losing to Arsenal 3-0, I don't think you'll beat Spurs.
Well, that's when we were good.
Yeah.
True.
Prediction for that one?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, again, it's going to be one-sided. Like, let's be honest, Tottenham are probably going to smash Fulham out the park. It's going to be a big result. I think it will be 4-1 to Spurs, obviously.
I don't see Fulham scoring. Maybe 3-0 to Tottenham. Then Tom, United against Wolves. Wolves, of course, just played against Tottenham. They're going to play against Tottenham over the weekend, and then United 2 days later or something.
I can see United easily winning this game. I know Wolves will probably put a fight up against Spurs, but I'm going 2-0 to United.
Ralphie?
Yeah, I think it will be too much for Wolves, like playing back-to-back games against Spurs and United. I do feel like Man United will win comfortably 2-0, but if United do lose to Leicester heavily, I think Wolves can get onto that and beat them. But yeah, my prediction's 2-0 to United.
2-0 to United. And the last one, Tom, Newcastle against Liverpool.
I think Liverpool will easily get this win. Newcastle got a pretty tough run recently, Arsenal as well in the new year. So I'm going 3-1 Liverpool.
Newcastle have a tough run, Arsenal. Tom mentioned tough and Arsenal in the same sentence. Ralphie?
Well, yeah, it's going to be one-sided. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's going to be another easy win for Liverpool. 3-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, Tom, you do realize Newcastle are looking at these games, or Steve Bruce is looking at these games and saying, you know what, we can't beat Liverpool, but Arsenal, that is an opportunity to win. So Steve Bruce is looking where Arsenal are, and yeah. So same questions the last time. I'll start with you, Tom. Which game are you looking forward to watching most?
My biggest game this week is probably going to be Everton versus City. Both teams doing really well at the moment, both in the top half of the table. So yeah, I think it'll be quite a good one to watch.
Ralphie?
Yeah, I think obviously the New Year's Day games will be interesting. The New Year's Eve games will be interesting to watch. But I think obviously it's always nice to watch Liverpool, the way they play. But I think Everton against City will be the biggest one this week. And obviously Wolves against United.
Yeah, those are two good games. And then, Tom, 3 players that will definitely score for game week 16, match week 16.
Son will score, Kane will score, and I'm going for Calvert-Lewin as well.
Calvert-Lewin. Ralphie?
Yeah, I completely forgot about Vardy last round, so I think Vardy will definitely score. I think Sterling will score for City. Maybe Mahrez or Jesus will score. Obviously, for Tottenham, it will either be Son or Kane, or maybe even both. So yeah.
Tom, which game will have the most goals?
I'm going City Everton again. I think both teams pretty attacking as well at the moment. So yeah, I think be a few goals in that.
Ralph?
Yeah, I agree with Tom there. So I think Liverpool will be a high-scoring match. So yeah, and obviously Tottenham against Fulham.
Okay, so since we've predicted 2 game weeks, I'll do something different. I'll add something different. I'll start with you, Ralphie. Across the 2 weeks, which team will score the most goals in total?
Probably Liverpool, because they haven't got the hardest games. So probably Liverpool.
Tom?
Yeah, I've got to agree. Liverpool, 2 pretty easy games for them. I'm going to go, with them scoring at least 7 goals across the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then last question, Ralph, for both game weeks, those fixtures falling down the bottom for game week 16, which team will definitely keep a clean sheet?
Liverpool again.
Liverpool again. And Tom?
Yeah, I mean, I know I did say Liverpool may concede 1 or 2, but thinking about it now, I think all teams probably will concede a goal. So, yeah, Liverpool.
And then Ralph, back to game week 15, which one will keep a clean sheet in the next game week on Saturday and Sunday?
Probably. I don't think actually any team will keep a clean sheet.
Wow, that's a bold statement, Tom.
I think City will actually against Newcastle.
City against Newcastle. I actually agree with that, and I agree that the one for Liverpool before. So those were your predictions for match week 15 and match week 16. This is how you know our team is bad. Not Tom, not Ralphy. None of them even considered any Arsenal players to score. None of them considered any Arsenal game for more scores. That's how bad it is. And we are playing the likes of Brighton, so that's how bad it is. If it was like a good team, Tom would have been Aubameyang, Ralph would have been like Saka will score, he's been playing well, but none of that. So thank you guys for coming on. Make sure you follow Ralph here. You can give a shout out to your Twitter and YouTube.
Yeah, just Hong Kong Football on tour, both for Hong Kong Premier League content. And it's a pleasure coming on, Glenn.
Yeah, he even does watch-alongs for some Asian Champions League football, the Shanghai SIPG stuff and Guangzhou Evergrande stuff. So make sure you check that out. And Tom?
Yep, just Arsenal fan reviews on YouTube. And thanks for having me on the channel.
All the best Arsenal reviews and watch-alongs. I love your watch-alongs these days, man. Keep doing them. So thank you guys for coming on. I really wish Arsenal could win both games. Let's hope for something positive. Merry Christmas to both of you and Merry Christmas to anyone watching. Thank you for watching. Keep staying safe and I'll catch up with you guys later.
Bye.